session while I watch YouTube. I'm actually watching a indie horror game that I've been waiting to come out, and I've been waiting to see how it plays out, and it looks great. Uh-oh, that was interesting. We're just waiting for a few people to show up. That is not a T-Rex. That is an Allosaur. That is huge. Wow. They actually did really good on this video game, guys. I love indie games, especially indie survival games. And they did a great job on this one. So, welcome in. What's up, Rock? How you doing? We're just sitting here watching indie horror game, survival game that's about dinosaurs. And they did a great job on the Allosaurus that I saw so far, and the Velociraptors. Oh yeah, it's good. Like I've been watching it for a minute now. You know, it's actually worth watching. You know, guys, if you get a chance, there's a lot of indie horror games, and you are a dinosaur. Hello. So the fire by Fionn was contained, but got lit on fire again. Good Lord, ERT. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Y'all keep having so much trouble with these fires, and I'm sorry for the lag, guys. It's probably because I'm on my account on my TV at the same time I'm talking to you guys. You know, it's always kind of fun to sit here and do something different. So today I'm reviewing a indie horror game. These are as bad as LA. Ooh, that's not good, man. You know, I mean, wildfires are a natural part of life. You know, guys, our country has gone through wildfire seasons every year up in the north. You know, the world has always had wildfires of some kind. You know, we even have fossilized evidence of wildfires. You know, so it's a natural part of life that you got to get used to, but it is something you got to contain. And it is something that we as human beings have to be able to protect our stuff. So these wildfires are a problem for us humans. You know, they're a problem for the native wildlife too. But you're trying to eat a mango with it. I got cut by a potato peeler. Ooh, you were trying to peel a mango with it. Ooh. Are you okay, Rock? Because sometimes those are peeling. You know, that's a potato peeler. You know, is your skin okay? But yeah, guys, these wildfires, they're kind of crazy. You know, especially considering they're going on in LA and they're going on in Canada. So, you know, let's pray for ERT. Let's pray for everybody who lives in LA, like my friend Ian or anyone else like that. Because, guys, they really got to deal with this problem. It's a real serious issue, guys. They can lose their homes. You know, I'm not so worried about the rich folk that live there. You know, they can always build or buy a new home. They just get complaining about it. But what I'm worried about is the poor folk. The folk that have had their home for 100 years. You know, that have lived in the same place for that long. What's up, Sharky? How you doing? Hi, Tim Phillips. I actually have a home full of cool antiques, but not a shed. My house is filled with antiques, actually, including that right there, that decanter set. That's pure amber glass. That's from the 1800s. Yep, you nailed it on the head, man. I even have a sword from the Civil War. It was a deep cut, only about a few millimeters long, but even an inch. But damn, it was deep and bled for about 30 minutes. Ouch. You know, hopefully you're okay. You know, thank God you got it covered up. But yeah, you know, when it comes down to these wildfires and these problems we face that are natural disasters, guys, us human beings, we have to learn to live there. We have to learn to just get through it, you know, guys. And it's like us down here in the South. You know, we deal with hurricanes. You know, it's about to be hurricane season, actually. And I'm okay, but my thumb hurts now. I bet you it does. You know, a potato peeler isn't exactly the nicest thing to get cut by. But anyhow, guys. So yeah, you got hurricanes down here. We got to deal with them. You know, and we just have learned to pack up supplies, be prepared, and get ready to evacuate if we got to. But luckily, the house that I live at here, we're on top of a big old hill, so it doesn't flood here very often. We just have to worry about the winds. You gonna eat the hurricane? You know that would make a good song there. I'm gonna eat a hurricane. Could be a good parody to Rocky like a hurricane. I'm gonna eat a hurricane. Oh, Rock, you're always hilarious. She's probably in church right now, guys. She goes to church every morning, afternoon, and evening during the. You're gonna be like Kirby, but during Sundays she's always at church. So Sundays we're gonna probably be without Jen until final thoughts. All right, everybody. But anyway, Kirby was one of my favorite video game characters, by the way. And that's actually what we're doing right now is watching a new video game that I want to play, which is a dinosaur survival game where you get trapped on an island. And you've got to survive not just dinosaurs, but soldiers that are trying to kill you for being out there. Yeah. So you got to fight people, you got to fight dinos. And apparently the animals in here actually have intelligence. Like the velociraptors in this game will try to mimic human voices to get you to come in, like a Wendigo. I thought that was cool. You know, makes me kind of want to write a story about a velociraptor in the wild still being confused for a Wendigo. Can y'all see it? I'm afraid I'll get copyright. So, yeah, I'll show it for just a few seconds. All right, that's about as long as I can show. But as y'all can see, the graphics are pretty good. And the game has actually been rather exciting lately because the whole premises of the game is you're looking for your brother. Yes, in the original story of the Wendigo, they would mimic the voices of their last victim. And they would call out for help and try to lure you deeper into the woods and things like that so they could feed off of you. So yeah, Wendigos could mimic human voices. You know, that was always something that I've always found interesting. Not only that, but a Wendigo can actually take in possession. You know, that's the whole thing. A Wendigo is a spirit. Yeah. So imagine if they were confusing a velociraptor that could mimic human voice for a Wendigo. And some guy goes hunting and has to deal with a velociraptor in the freaking, you know, Arctic climates or something like that. That would be neat. You know, I might just write that story and send it in to Swamp Dweller and see if he'd read it. And guys, we're not having very many people in today, but hopefully they'll show back up. You know I'm not outside like I normally am, but I figured we would have an indoor show today because I'm not going to lie, after training and all that, I ended up rolling my ankle. So that's why we didn't have a training video. I went to go do one and then rolled my ankle. So I was like, I'm going to take a good day off of it. So that's why we're not outside right now. And I kind of want to finish this show. You know, it's been rather neat. You want a pet Wendigo, not going to lie, just walking around with a Wendigo on a leash. If you could control it, good Lord. You know, but you realize the more they feed, the bigger they get. They never stop getting any bigger. They just keep growing and getting stronger. So, and supposedly smarter. So it would be very difficult to tame a Wendigo. I never thought about that. Ooh. Somebody with a pet Wendigo. Ooh, that's like somebody with a pet werewolf or a pet Sasquatch. You know, although a Sasquatch would be fun. Having a pet Sasquatch would be a ball. I ain't gonna lie on that. I'd love to have a pet Sasquatch. I just call him Squatch. Or have you seen those Halloween costumes of Wendigos that people make? Yes, I have. Although they're not accurate. Wendigo didn't have the deer skull and the deer antlers. Wendigo just looked like pale, frostbitten, emaciated humans with big teeth, you know, and huge claws on their hands and feet. So that was a Wendigo. Sup, Raymond? How you doing, man? Welcome in. Oh, nice. That was my dad. My day's going pretty good so far. You know, it's pretty chill. Aside from rolling my ankle, you know, which sucked. You know, popped pretty hard. But we had a new visitor pop in today, so that was cool. Said I look like I have a house full of or shed full of antiques, but I have a house full of antiques. I'll tell him you said so, Rob. Oh man, guys, if you're new here, please come on in. You know, join the channel. We'd always enjoy having you here. We have hangout sessions every afternoon. Every Saturday and Sunday, we have Clint's Critter Chats where I talk about a different animal out here in my local area. And then Monday through Friday, we have Morning Mojo with me and my girlfriend, Jen, who's in church right now. So, yeah, it's weird. I'm a pagan and she's a Christian, but we're dating. We're making it work. You know, I think that's something special, actually. A pagan and a Christian trying to make it work, especially a Viking pagan. We're not known for being too kind against Christians, but I'm accepting of everybody. That's just always kind of been the way I am. You know, guys, all right, I'll see you later, Rock. I can understand how that could whack you out. We'll see you next time, Rock. So how's your day been, Raymond? Caleb. I remember you, Caleb. Caleb McDonald. It's McDonald. Nice to meet you again, Caleb. Rock's actually leaving, Raymond, unfortunately. Guys, give me just a minute to go grab Troll's Bane, and I will return. All right, guys. We got Troll's Bane with us now. I left him in the bedroom. Gots to have Troll's Bane, man. You know? Thank you, Caleb. Thank you very much. Sorry I was gone for a minute. All right. You know, this video game's getting pretty interesting, guys. But we got Troll's Bane now. So we got our trusty axe, and here in a little while, we might make ourselves some lunch. But for right now, we're just kind of chilling, you know, just enjoying ourselves. Thank you very much, Caleb. You know, welcome into the group. Welcome to the Knights. You know, it's always awesome having new people in here. You know, guys, I've been trying my best to try to subscribe to everybody who subscribes to me, guys. But if y'all are, you know, like a private account, I can't subscribe to you guys. So that's just understandable, you know. But other than that, you know, guys, it's been an amazing journey with you guys. I've only did this since January 17th of this year. You know, guys, that's when I started doing YouTube. And guys, we're almost at 1,600 people. Yeah, Caleb, that's okay, man. You know, I didn't know how to start it either. I had to have somebody show me, and I have since forgotten. But anyway, you know, I'm glad to see everybody here. You know, we got 4 people in here. We got 7 likes. Let's try to get them likes up. We got 2 likes a minute. Let's try to get more than that, guys. You know, thank y'all so much for the hearts. Those push us out into the algorithm. Let's get more people in here, man. You know, let's try to get as many people in here as possible. But, you know, right now we're just sitting here watching a good old indie survival game. And this guy's doing pretty good. You know, I've never seen this guy's channel before, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I might subscribe to this guy. But yeah, I'm watching YouTube on my TV while being on YouTube. Makes it interesting for sure. Thank you, Caleb. That's what I try to do for everybody. I try to make everybody's day better. You know, guys, you can't always go through life with a sour day. You can't go through life always feeling bad. You know, you got to have some kind of light in your life. And that's what I try to do. You know, I try to at least be that light at the end of the tunnel for those people who feel like there's nothing left. You know, and I'm here to tell you there is. You know, I'm here to tell you you're stronger than you think. You know, guys, and that's what I like to see is improvement in my people. You know, it's always great. You know, if you can find a way to improve yourself every single day, do it. If you can find a way to make yourself stronger every single day, do it. There's my Jin Jin. There she is. You know, and now Jin Jin has entered the chat, everybody. But, yeah, if you can find a way to improve just in any shape, form, or fashion, go for it. You know, don't let anybody hold you back. And that's why I try to do those motivational videos every day. You know, and man, sometimes they hit good. Like my first one today got 1,000 views. You know, and I want to thank all of you guys for that, because it is you as the viewers that makes my channel work. You know, I say it every day, but every show actually. But I can't thank y'all enough. You know, it's just how it is. And it's awesome to have everybody here enjoying some time with a friend. Hang on. Ooh, that ankle don't feel good. I'm trying to get it popped. Yeah, oh, there it went. Finally. Ooh, maybe now I can put my boots back on. That definitely felt better. So anyway, guys, how y'all doing? How did the visit with your mama go there, Jin Jin? Nice. Happy birthday, Caleb. Happy birthday for sure, man. Let's keep them hearts rolling, guys. You know, that pushes you out into the algorithm along with those likes. Let's keep those likes rolling too. You know, we're doing good. Let's keep it up. We're going to try to get 20 likes, you know, guys. And yeah, I know some of I'm playing around. Some of my videos sometimes aren't always as exciting, but come on in and check it out anyway, man. You know, I really appreciate it. Let's skip this. Skip. Why? Because I don't care for a car commercial. Anyway, guys, so how's everybody's afternoon? How's your morning been? Right here, Bubba. This is Trollsbane, my trusty axe. I train with it every day. Mama was in good mood except for her back is bothering her. You know, my mom's back's bothering her too. So I can understand that. Mom pulled some muscles in her back. So she's not too happy a character herself. Remind me when the time I went to the Renaissance Fair. Yeah, man, my life is pretty much a Renaissance Fair every day, guys. You know, I walk around with an axe. If I'm not walking around with an axe, I'm walking around with a mace. You know, I have a medieval mace that's designed into a walking cane. And I carry it everywhere. I call it Thug Breaker, you know, because it kind of earned that name. But yeah, my life is basically like a Renaissance fair, man. As a Viking pagan, I like my traditional outfits. I like my traditional garbs and everything like that. So yeah, I wear them a lot. Yeah, I wear it a lot. Anyway, guys, let's try to get those likes up even higher. We're only at 9. We ain't even halfway to our goal yet, guys. It's 19 minutes in. So let's try to get some more likes in there. Actually, it's 20 minutes in. So anyhow, guys, you know, I want to thank you all for showing up. It's awesome to have you all here. What you doing, Gracie Puppy? What you doing, Gracie Puppy? What you up? Come on. What you doing, Grace? Grace is my stepmom's dog. She's a little Belgian Malinois and Black Malinois mix. What's up, Mithail? That is Grace. She is camera shy. That's why I turned it her direction. But what's up, Mithail? It's good to see you in here, man. You know, we're sitting here watching an indie horror video game. Dinosaur Survival. I love stuff like this. So how's y'all's day been? You know, mine's been doing pretty good, other than rolling my ankle, but it just popped, which feels a lot better. So I think I just may have shifted some bones in there a little bit, but it feels a lot better now. If it goes down, we might go out and try to finish training. Maybe get some more views in here. So don't forget, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Come join us if you're new. Come join the conversation if you've still been here this whole time. Nice. My Jin's back. What's going on, babe? Oh, man. So, how's everybody's situation? Is everybody doing okay? Everybody feeling good? Because that's what we want here on this channel. We want to make sure everybody's feeling on. We're actually going to shut this off now, guys. So maybe it'll help with our signal. But I want to thank everyone again for showing up. You know, it's great to have all of my good friends in here. You know, it's great to have everybody here. So come on in, say something. You know, let's have a conversation. That's what afternoon hangouts are all about. We were originally talking about indie horror game, but it looks like that was driving everybody away. So we're going to talk about something else. So what did everybody think about Clint's Critter Chat this morning? You know, about the American alligator. Are y'all enjoying those, or do we need to do something different on Saturdays and Sundays? Let me know. What's up, MR Fun? Mr. Fun, how you doing? You know, I call out everybody who shows up. Hi, Mr. Fun. How you out? How you out there this day? So everybody, welcome in, welcome in. It's good to see that you're doing good. We had about 30 minutes of training today before I decided to roll my ankle, which is the only thing that sucked this morning. But other than that, you know, we're doing pretty good. Just sitting here with Troll's Bane, our axe to keep the internet trolls away. So that's always fun. He is a Viking bearded axe from the 12th century. It's not actually from the 12th century, I wish. Hang on a second, guys. I gotta go check on my shuck. I gotta go check on my shuck real fast, guys. Shuck. What is it, boy? Right. Back up, baby. Back up. All right, guys. He just wanted some attention. That's all he's asking for is just a little bit of attention. What's up, Mr. Fun? How you doing? Welcome into the show. Thank you very much. So, yeah, guys, we're just sitting here chilling. Come on in, have a good conversation. That's all it takes, guys, because right now I'm just having fun. So it's up to you. Y'all got to initiate. Let's start a conversation, guys. What topic y'all want to talk about? Oh, you're all good, Raymond. It's always fun to go support a good friend. I love you too, my Jen. But it's always good to go support a good friend. That's the whole thing about being, a decent person. You go support your friends. You don't leave them behind. You definitely don't treat them like crap. So you'll always support those that are close to you. So how's everybody doing? We got 3 people in here. We still got 9 likes, guys. Let's try to get them likes up. Let's try to get them hearts pressed. Come on, guys. Let's get us pushed out into the algorithm. We just try to sit here, chill, talk, have a good day, have a good conversation. Of course, my shucks being my shuck. He's going to whine for a minute, probably bark. But how's everyone doing? What'd you eat for lunch? How's your morning been? Did you go to church? You see, I don't go to church, but after Clint's Critter Chat, I sat down and I read my, I did this morning. It was nice, but I got treated like crap. Why'd you get treated like crap, my Jen? I'm sorry to hear that. But guys, after Clint's Critter Chats, I sit down with a book called The Way of Fire and Ice, Modern Viking Paganism. And I read about that book all the time. Yeah, it's already June, man. It's June 1st. So that's like, yeah. That's impressive. Cheeseburger and fries for lunch. That's not bad. I don't mind a good old cheeseburger every now and then. Hey, Caleb, nice to see you're back. Mr. Fun's back. Yes, I do have a dog. I have a black lab mix. His name is Shuck. And right now he's in the bedroom and he's not liking it because I wanted to be in the living room. Yeah, I know. Next month is the 4th of July. Next month is also when we're going to be able to get our first breastplate, guys. We're going to be able to get our breastplate for the final thoughts. Went to make me some lunch. I got you, Caleb. That's all good. Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. Yeah, everybody, if you're new here, Raymond's going to subscribe to you guys. If you pop in and say hi, he's going to subscribe every time, man. So just let's get some more likes going up in there. This is a judgment-free zone. This is where you come, be yourself, just chit-chat. Say what's on your mind, guys. Apparently my Jen got treated badly by her friend and was nice to him even. We've got ERT dealing with wildfires. We've got a few people dealing with some stuff, guys. So let's come on in. Let's try to show them some good support, everybody. Let's try to be a good, good neighbors, good community. And that's what we're trying to build here, is a really good community, guys. And sometimes you can be as nice as possible. Your mama has a cyst on her spine? I'm sorry to hear that, baby. Maybe they can get that removed. That might be something that she can get taken care of. Let's hope anyway. All right. I forgot to put my armband on. We'll put it back on. But anyway, and yeah, hopefully that can be taken care of, my dear. There's medical procedures out there that can do wonders. And sometimes you can be as nice to somebody as you possibly can. And it doesn't matter how nice you're going to be. They're just not in the right mood. They're just not feeling it. They just don't want to be friends, babe. So sometimes that happens, and you got to put up with that. You got to deal with it when it comes your way. People come in and out of your life at all times. They're there to teach you lessons, and then you move on. You know, sometimes you don't have to move on. Sometimes the lessons they teach us last forever. You know, sometimes the lessons they teach us are true friendship because they stay beside us for our entire lives. And then you have those few people that, like I said, are transient guests in your life. They come in, they teach you something special, and then they have to leave. Not because they want to, not because they need to. Sometimes they do if you are toxic. But it's all dependent upon the situation, guys. What's up, Matt Games? Thank you so much. I know he was, my dear. I know he was calling people a POS, and that's not right. But welcome in, Matt Games. I was just watching a gaming channel just a minute ago on an indie survival horror game where you got to deal with dinosaurs. It was actually pretty cool. You know, they had great graphics on there. The velociraptors could talk like people. It was neat. You know, that's something that would have been cool for them to throw in Jurassic Park. The velociraptors start being able to talk. Oh, yeah. It was neat. I can't remember the name of the video game, though. Because it only threw a quick flash up there of it. And then he went straight into playing. It's okay. I've got it saved in my library. So I can always go back and check again. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Please don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I'm doing good. I have to rest my ankle for a little while. I rolled it during training. I went to go out to do a training video and screwed myself up. Yeah, rolled the ankle. But that's what happens when you got gopher holes. Or not gophers, mole holes. I went to say gopher. All I said was, hi, buddy. And he asked me who buddy was. And I said, friend. And he said he was sort of friends. I got you. Oh, okay, Matt. That's cool. Yeah, I'm fine, though. It just keeps popping. And when it finishes popping, it'll be all right. Thank you, Mr. Fun. You know, it's, you know, you tried to come in, sweetheart. You tried to be nice, and he decided not to be. So that's not your fault. If he's only sort of friends with you, that makes him an associate. And if he's an associate of yours, then you hold him no loyalty. Okay? So he views it the same way. You know, he views it as he holds you no loyalty. So therefore, he's not going to always respond in the nicest way. Thank you. I actually got several. I've got a fire and steel ring. I've got my Mjolnir ring. And I've got my, of course, Green Lantern ring. I wear the Green Lantern ring because controlling my schizophrenia takes a lot of willpower. And his power runs off of willpower. And not only that, but it takes a lot to be able to see what I see and not freak out too bad. Because a lot of those things I see is awful. Green Lantern, yeah. Not only that, but you got Thor right there and right here. Thank you very much, Matt. That's good, Jin. That's good. You know, I also even have Green Lantern sign on my door. So yeah. But I've always liked Green Lantern. He was always one of my favorites because he wasn't somebody with superpowers. He was a guy with a superpowered object. You know. Yeah, she likes Stitch. That's who she likes. Yes, sir. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget, hit the like, share, subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Come join the family, guys. We could always use new people. You know, it's always great to have awesome people in here. Sorry, I'm what? You got me confused there, love. Ooh, that felt good. Oh, she's a Captain America fan. Well, that's Marvel, sweetheart. I like Captain America and Marvel too. You know, he's one of the very few people that's just a strong guy that went up against the Hulk. I mean, good gravy. What's up, Axel? How you doing? But guys, we're at 35 minutes. Don't forget, go check out at Jen Holder 976. That's my girlfriend. She's a wonderful young lady. She tries her best to do great videos. So go check her out, guys. She's, like I said, wonderful person. Anyhow, so I'm glad to see that you're back, Axel. Thank you for coming into the show. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. You're welcome, my Jen. But yeah, guys, we're sitting here with Trolls Bane, and we're just having a good old time with some good friends, guys. So I hope you guys would like, share, subscribe, come on in, join the chat. That's what it's all for. That's why it's afternoon hangout. Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to get my ankle to pop really hard. And when it pops really hard, it's going to finally be okay. Oh, there is another good pop. But anyhow, guys, thank you all for being here. Thank you, everyone. I actually wanted to show you something else, too. Found this recently. I know you can't really see it very well. Let me try to get it up there. There we go. Found my Godzilla pin. So we're going to be wearing that a lot more often. I have other Godzilla pins that I'm looking for. Like I've got one that's Mothra. I've got one that's King Ghidorah. I've got one that's Rodan and Mecha Godzilla. So probably going to be wearing those like medals. That's just because I love Godzilla. Godzilla is one of my favorite shows. In fact, they have Godzilla marathons that come on my local channels every now and then. It's almost like every Saturday they'll have a Godzilla-thon. And I love it. I'll sit here and watch those old movies and just chill. But how's everyone doing today? How's your afternoon? Everybody feeling good? Hope so. That's what the show's all about. We're hoping that we can make your afternoon just a little bit better. Guys, I say that all the time. And it's only because I believe that chilling with a good friend with good vibes and having good conversation is a nice way of making yourself feel better. I'm glad your afternoon's going good. Clint's Critter Chat was very interesting this AM. Thank you very much, Jen. I'm glad you liked it. Anybody else have anything to say about Clint's Critter Chat this morning? Because I want to make sure that's going to work. But I've always had fun teaching people about wildlife, teaching people about animals, things of that sort. So Clint's Critter Chat is going to continue, and there's enough animals around the world where I can talk about one animal a day and be just fine. I'd never run out of things to talk about because we're discovering new species constantly. Because guys, I won't just be covering the known wildlife records. I'm going to be covering the fossil records eventually. So we're going to eventually be getting to the extinct animals that lived around my area and my territory as well. Like I know that you can find a lot of shark teeth up and along the banks along the Neches River. A lot of fossilized shark teeth there. You can also find them a lot out in the Delta. There also used to be the Dinosuchus, a big giant alligatoid that lived out here. And I do mean big, guys. So we'll be talking about all those. You were learning new stuff? That's cool. You know what time it is in my country? It's 3 a.m. midnight. Oh, wow, Mr. Fun. I didn't know that. Where are you from? Because if it's 3 in the morning, wow. That's other side of the world, my friend. So yeah, where's everybody from? That's another thing that just the country. That's all I need to know. But where's everybody from? Unless you're in the United States, just tell me the state. because I live here in the U.S., so I've been around it a lot too. You know, guys, I've lived everywhere from Texas to Louisiana to Alabama to Ohio to Washington to Oklahoma. You know, I've lived in quite a few places. I've even stayed in quite a few states like Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Kentucky. Let's see, where else? I almost went to New York once, but that trip got canceled. So one day I'll get to see it. Guys, we got 20 minutes left in the show. Yeah, I've been all over the place. I've also been to Chihuahua, Progreso, Cozumel, and Cancun, Mexico. And I've also been to Raton, Honduras, and Belize City, Belize. I decided to make my life an adventure. So I went on travels in my 20s. You know, now it's time to settle down. I'm 37 years old. And I got my first RV, you know, and got to do some repairs to it. Got to find a new place to put it. But once we find me a place to put it, it's all me all over again, guys. You know, that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be actually able to talk from the RV again like we used to, and everything can go just fine. You know, we can go back to the way it was, which is something I'm looking forward to. Thank you for that 10th like, by the way. At least we got halfway to our goal. Let's try to get about 5 more or 10 more before the end of the show if we can. But I'll be satisfied with 5. Anyhow, guys. So, yeah, traveling, that's just been something of mine. You know, and I've got gemstones or artifacts from every country I've visited or in every state that I've been to. I even got a keychain from the original Woodstock. So that's something I always thought was fun. I like antiques. I like all the history. I'm a history buff, guys. So that's one thing you'll find out about me too. But that's why I'm so in depth into my traditions as a Viking. You know, guys, as a Viking pagan, I take it very seriously. So that's why I wield the axe. That's why I do Viking wisdom every day, you know, 3 times a day. And that's why I try to uphold the truth and honor of the Viking way. Because a lot of people just see Vikings as these brutal savages. But they were very, very, very wise people. They were very clean. They were very, very much craftsmen first. Exactly. Even though we like different things, we can all still be friends, guys. You know, Troll's Bane isn't it for everybody. Troll's Bane is just for the internet trolls, guys. So that's the whole reason why I have the axe. He's called Troll's Bane, and he is here specifically to help us with the internet trolls. What's up, Joker? How you doing, man? Welcome into the show. You didn't have many friends? I got you. What's up, Bubba? Nothing much, man. I'm just sitting here chilling, man. We got about let's see. Yeah, 16 minutes left in the show. But how you guys doing? What you up to there, Bubba Smith? What you up to too, Joker? But yeah, that's the whole point of Troll's Bane. It's just for the internet trolls, guys. You know, so if I point at you and if I point at the screen and I say your name and I tell you to chill out, that means you get one warning. Otherwise, I'm just gonna swipe and you out the chat. That lets my moderators know that, hey, that person I just warned needs to go. And that way I can just go on ahead and continue. Yeah, what's up? No, we had a little bit of training. We had a training accident today. We rolled our ankle, stepped in a hole. Hold on, guys. My shuck is scratching at the door, and he's going to eventually scratch a hole into it. So let me go give him some attention. Hold on just a little bit longer, guys. I've got to give Shuck some water, and I'll be right back. Okay, so he needs water and food. I'll just grab a bottle of water. Right. All right. Nice big bowl of food for him too. Now let's get him some water. And we'll be right back, guys. There you go, Shuck. Enjoy. One more thing, guys, and I'll be right back. So. All right, everybody, I'm back. Oh, hello again, everyone. What is up? Yeah, I guess you are there, my Jin. I guess you are, but that's okay. You know, we only got 10 minutes left. Me and you can always have a good conversation. I'm Mr. Fun. How are you? I'm Clint's girlfriend, by the way. Nice to meet you. Yeah, they may have left because I had to feed Chuck and talk to Dad real quick. But, you know, that's okay. That's okay. We'll be all right. You know, guys, we only got 10 minutes left, and we'll be done. But we only got 11 likes up there so far. Let's try to get it up 9 more likes. You know, all we need is 2 likes a minute, and we'll get it. So let's try to do what we can do. You know, guys. But what's up, my Jin? What? So you had burgers and fries for lunch? What was that, at the church, or did y'all go pick something up? Joker, Bubba, y'all still here? Well, anyway, guys, I hope you guys will have stuck around for majority of the show. I hope y'all subscribe, come back and see us again sometime. I'm considered one of the chillest guys on YouTube. Nice, Mr. Fun's still here. I'm surprised he's still awake. Guys, we only got 9 more likes to hit 20. If we don't hit it, that'll be fine. But all we need is 1 like a minute, and we can reach it, guys. That's all we need. So yeah, everybody, welcome into the show. It's so great to have everybody here. If you've been here this whole time, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Come back and visit us again sometime. They've been calling me one of the chillest men on YouTube. So come on in. I'm a transparent person. I'll tell you guys the truth. Even if it's kind of hard on y'all, I'll tell y'all the truth. And that's one thing a lot of people don't really want to do anymore. Is tell people the truth. They're afraid of getting in trouble. Thank you, Jin. That was very nice of you. Guys, we only got a few more minutes left. I'm probably going to be taking here, jumping off here real soon. I'm getting hungry. Thank you very much, Mr. Fun, for being in the show. But I'm getting hungry. I might be jumping off of here real soon. That I need to make some coffee. I'm getting tired. I don't know why, but it's probably because I've been up since 6 o'clock. But definitely need some coffee. Guys. That's all I gotta say. Woohoo! But we definitely gonna try to hold out for the hour. Y'all getting ready to get a bad storm again? Dang, Jen, when are y'all gonna have just some good straight weather for a week? Because that sounds like that's what y'all need. Good weather for a straight week. Down here we're having some pretty good weather. I was actually going to see if Dad and Dee wanted to go to the thicket, but Miss D is not. It has to go to work, so no thicket today, which is unfortunate. I can always see if me and Dad want to ride around it, though. That's up to him, though. But if we do, I'll be taking videos. Sun was out earlier. Oh, man. Had the sun out earlier, and then all of a sudden it's just like, you're going to get rain. That sucks. That sucks. But it'll be all right. The rain's just going to make everything greener and prettier. That's all there is to it. So, guys, we are going to be taking tomorrow at Afternoon Hangout. And we are going to be working on Jin staff. We're going to get it ready. All right? We got to cut it down to size, and we got to shave it. And then once we shave it, then it'll be ready for burning. So hopefully it's going to look nice. We're going to try to make this one smoother. So we're going to take our time we're going to take a longer time on this one than we did on Sean's staff. I knew Sean was going to like the tool marks in it and everything like that. So that's why I left them. So it can show that it was handmade, and we just got to tongue oil his, and it's going to be okay. We're going to make about 4 or 5 staffs, guys, and then we're going to tongue oil them all at once. And then we're going to make 4 or 5 more. And then we're going to tongue oil all at once. So that's the plan, guys. That's what we've got going on. And that's probably going to be happening on my afternoon hangouts. We're going to alternate one day doing forging once we get our propane in. And we're going to alternate the rest of the time when we run out of propane doing the staffs. Good night, man and ma'am. You too. I subscribe to both your channels. Thank you, Mr. Fun. Thank you. We're glad to have you in. Welcome to the Nights. And you have a great night, my friend. Guys, we only have 4 more minutes left before the end of the show. See you later, man. Have a good night. Hope you have some good dreams. But anyhow, so yeah, we're going to be alternating between making walking staves and doing our boot knife. The boot knife, I've actually got a hickory handle for it. I just need to get the material for the handguard, and then get the I'm probably not going to put a pommel on it, but I am probably going to try to do like a brass spacer or something in between it or something like that. I don't know yet. But either way, we're going to make us a nice, good, solid boot knife. And it's going to be the very first item that's going to go up for sale on my channel, guys. And the money will be sent through Cash App. And once you send me the cash and I accept it, then I'll send y'all an email letting you know that cash has gone through and your item will be shipped. And that's how we're going to do it, guys. But we've got less than 3 minutes left. So let's go on ahead and try to enjoy ourselves. Hey, dadgummit, quit scratching at the freaking door. Hang on, I got to go discipline my dog. All right, guys, I'm back. If he keeps jumping, he's going to jump a hole into the floor. And now he's barking. I'd rather him bark than jump. But anyway, we only got 2 minutes left, or less than 2 minutes. And I am sorry I've been distracted a little bit during the show. But sometimes it happens. That's why it's called live. Anyway, so we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you all for showing up, being a part of the show. Y'all are absolutely fantastic. You guys are the lifeblood of every channel on YouTube. Y'all are the very backbone of how this channel even works. So never forget that. Y'all are some of the most important. What's up, Usagi? You called us at the very end, man. So you might have to go back and rewatch. But it's always awesome to have everybody here. So thank you so much for supporting the channel, and thank you to all of our new subscribers. So guys, never forget where you come from, what you stand for, and who you are, because where you come from determines who you are, and what you stand for is important, because if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So make sure that you remember that, guys. We'll talk to y'all next time here at the same place, same time. And guys, this has been Clint Gage, the Smiling Swamp Rat, a.k.a. Gator. And I'll check you guys later. Remember, see it from the swamp, later from a gator. And have a wonderful day, people. And never forget, love your mama, love your papa, love yourself. Be kind, and always find a way to help everybody. We'll see you next time.